Hello stamping friends, this is Sharon Armstrong. This is the final card in the 6 series for October 2014 online Christmas card class with me, Sharon Armstrong. This is the card, one of the cards that you did had used the star. So I cut the designer series paper, then cut the star out using the framelit. And that star, I couldn't let it go to waste, so I used it on another card. So don't throw anything away because you might use it another day. All right, so this month you got a case that held your card kits, and inside the case are all the envelopes, the 6 envelopes that have all your projects. So the way that your project will come, you'll take out everything that's inside, and I tried to fold it that way so that you wouldn't get anything get stuck down in the envelope. So we have our card base, and then we have our Lost Lagoon beautiful ribbon, and then we have a little silver star that I cut out for you ahead of time, and then here is our cardstock, our designer series paper layer, and then you got a Whisper White card base. Okay, so we are using the stamp set this month, Bright and Beautiful. As you know from all the other videos, I suggested that you get the framelit, the star framelits. For this card, you didn't need it because I did it for you. I didn't know if everybody purchased the framelit, and I didn't want you to struggle with trying to cut that star out with scissors. So by this card, you could tell that you would really need the framelit to help you make this card in the future. Okay, so here is how you're going to do this card. You're going to layer your template. We're going to use this as a template right now. You need a pencil, and we're going to make a little dot with our pencil on all of the corners. Okay, that's going to be our guide as to where we're stamping the star. Now, I will tell you this. I've stamped this star many times, stamped this card a couple times, and if you don't get it exact, it's okay. It doesn't hurt it. It will be just fine, I promise. I do recommend that you have an eraser. Most of my pencils, I don't know why, but all the erasers are gone immediately. So I just pick up some extra erasers at an office supply store. Okay, so we have our dots. We're going to ink up our stamp. And you know me, I like to ink them up upside down. Okay, so I am going to take my star, and I'm hovering over the points. I don't think you can see it on the video, but I can see my pencil points underneath, and then I'm just going to go right in and press. Now, again, if I'm not perfect and I was off just a tad, it's okay. It's going to turn out just fine. I promise. So don't stress. Okay, so I'm going to get a little bit of silver embossing powder. This is Stampin' Up silver detail powder. Love it, love it, love it. I'm going to tap that off. You can use the clear embossing powder if you want. So now I want to heat set this. Okay, so now that we're all done heat setting, I'm going to let that cool just a little bit. I'm going to take my eraser, and I'm going to erase my pencil marks. Okay, so now we're ready to put our card together. I'm going to take the designer series paper, and this is two-sided, so I'm going to go ahead and flip it over just to see what. Nope, I can't flip it over, and I'll tell you why. Because this is the side I use to mark my pencil marks. So it has to be this way, but if you decide ahead of time if you want it to be this way, then use that to mark your star points. Otherwise, leave it that way. I'm going to use some dimensionals, and the dimensionals will help lift this card up, or lift this layer up off your card, so that if you didn't get your star exactly, which if you do, you're doing better than me, then it kind of gives it a shadow look. So, but by lifting it up off the card base, then that kind of helps you with not not stressed about being perfect. Okay, so I'm going to just line this up. There we go. Okay, so do you see what I mean by it kind of lifts and it's kind of centered in there, but it doesn't have to be perfect. All right, so your piece of ribbon is going to go right here. But first I'm going to go ahead and stamp my Season's Greetings. Right there. And a little bit of embossing powder. And of course heat set. Okay, so there we have it. Now we're going to add our ribbon, and the ribbon piece came in your pack. So I'm going to just flip this over like this, and I'm going to use snail adhesive to just hold this ribbon in place. Turn it over. Yep, that looks pretty good. And your piece may be a little long. If so, just kind of snip that off. You don't need all that bulk back there. Okay, and then now you know we're going to use some dimensionals. And I'm going to go ahead and put a dimensional on my ribbon, just so that it will stick down right there on the card base. You just don't want your cards to fall apart. Okay, so then we take our base, layer this on here. See, I think you're going to agree, these cards are very easy this month. All right, so then the last thing we had was our star. And of course, a dimensional. We're just going to stick one in the middle and attach our star. There you go. I hope you enjoyed this last card in October 2014 Christmas card class with me, Sharon Armstrong. Thanks for coming by.